would say both channels have that in common. Both. I guess that's it. I suppose. I don't know if it's possible for me to stay on topic. And also, I know I've got a girly voice. I just don't have a deep voice. It's just how my biology evolved or didn't. So, yep, I've got a girly voice. What can I do? I don't know. I acknowledged it. I'm just going to keep talking about ghosts, I think, if you say one topic. I mean, I suppose I could whinge about normal people, but it's negative energy. So, I'll just say this quickly about normal people. I think one of the problems is no closure, and I don't want to be narcissistic and say I, deserve an apology or anything like that, but there was not even an acknowledgement of the treatment, there was no acknowledgement of it, and the repetition throughout long years plus the non-acknowledgement is very difficult. Because it's gaslighting. It's on the one hand, treating you badly based on your disability, but then on the other hand, pretending that nothing's happening and not acknowledging, not taking the responsibility of it, so it's just difficult. Not having closure with it is difficult, but let's just move on, and I'm going to try and keep it on this topic for at least 5 minutes. Again, I don't know if it's possible for my brain to stay on one topic. I don't know. I like to say anything's possible, like Western dragons and things, and unicorns and griffins. I think they're more possible than me focusing on one topic, but let's give it a go. So, 90s, I didn't play it until about this time, 2000, the year. And I played it on this and the other platforms. There were 3 in total. So there's this one, PC, PlayStation 1. That's what I know it from. So, at the age of 20, when I was watching YouTube, I would keep watching soundtrack from it, different music soundtracks, different songs from it. So again, I know it's not going to make sense to anyone probably, except for like some shaman in South America in the Amazon or somewhere, jungle, but think of it like feminine intuition. So when I see this character, it makes sense. In the same way, to normal people, their crazy culture makes sense. Yeah. This makes sense. It's self-explanatory. Yeah. Snake with a top hat and a human or human-like skull. Because I'm not sure what creature the skull is, but it looks humanoid at least, and then got red eyes, or at least one red and one black perhaps. And the name. So that makes sense. Yeah, it makes infinitely more sense than normal culture. And again, it's the sixth sense that I'm pretty sure I'm a part of. So it's a snake in a top hat, a human-like skull, and an Irish accent, island in Europe. Yeah, that makes sense. And again, because it's like feminine intuition, internal intuition, I can't explain. It either does or it doesn't, in the same way that, I don't know, it's just instinct. That makes sense. Normal culture does not. So, yeah. Shadowman, computer games. In England, you call them computer games. Or when I was growing up, at least. So, Nintendo, 90s. Yeah. I played it slightly after it came out. Rented it from Blockbuster, I think. Never completed it, I don't think. But it is a fascinating game. And the energy makes sense. And he walks, I would call it the grey path. It is the good side, but almost like an anti-hero. It's not traditional good guy, you know, the light side. It's, I don't know. Just look up anti-hero anyway. I call it the grey path. There's the light path and then the dark. And then the third way, which is a not within the binary, you know, light and dark. It's a third way. It's a separate way. It's outside of the approved dichotomy. So this makes sense, yeah, to my energy, and that it can't be explained. I think that's probably the advantage of being telepathic communication, is that you could probably communicate with energy instead of, again, human language, which has its limitations and certainly does here. So there you go. That's that game, and that's that energy. And the grey magic, black magic, white magic, third way, grey magic. Grey magic. Non-linear, if you like. Yes. Maybe I'm a warlock. Alternative name for a wizard, perhaps. Don't know. I do not know. It's possible. If I am one of those, I've definitely got amnesia from it. But I can feel the residual energy, the leftover energy is still there. So, the magic comes from powerlessness, or does it? Because I think I've got some internal from day one, innate magic, but I guess some of it would come from that, in the same way in martial arts, technique can overcome strength. You know, when normal culture has all the power, and I hate to use the word oppression, but it is like that, it does feel like that, then you have to use, just like in martial arts, if you don't have strength, you have to use technique to overcome strength. You have to use another method. So I can't use normal culture because they have the power, so I use another method. But again, I think some of this is just internally innate, regardless of external nurture, external upbringing. I think some of it may be internal. I think it's both. There's the oppression plus the internal. So again, I know it's unexplainable and human language can't explain, and people have forgotten how to communicate telepathically. I feel they could do it in Atlantis, ancient Atlantis, and ancient Egypt, but they forgot. So yeah, because normal culture confuses them not being able to do something with something not existing or not being possible. So they have a very, very limited mindset of what's possible. But let's not, I won't try and go on about it. Let's just say how really, as much as I need to make a living, how is there any point doing the channel anymore? Because I don't know. If I think if I'm this, like normal people, if I become like frog in the throat, if I become like that, then I don't really see the point in living anymore, because your soul has undergone a soul death, so your physical body, like, there's no point if you're gonna, for me, no. If you're gonna be like that, then there's no point to anything. And again, in normal culture, that's like the best, the best thing that could happen to you, to be fake. In my, for me, no way. Hell no. That's the worst kind of thing ever. It's grotesque. Yeah. For them, it's the gold medal. For me, it's literally the opposite. So their world is topsy-turvy in some ways to mine. Upside down, backwards. Yeah. I can't be that. So if the channel has to be that, then I don't know. And I wonder if it's better to keep it hectic and authentic than fake and appealable. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah. That was Shadowman. Powered by souls. The light of the souls comes off the eyes and the chest icon, which is a mask sewn into the chest. And on one of the soundtracks, standing in a sort of, I don't know, hellfire or lava fire with human remains, skeleton pieces on the floor, like spines and skulls. And on another art image, a skull with sharp teeth and fire, flame in the eye sockets. A bit like Mortal Kombat 2002, the game. Scorpion has a flaming skull character in 3D. For the first time? I'm not sure. Anyway, 2002 Mortal Kombat. Scorpion's character has a flaming skull, just like on the Shadowman art cover. Yeah. Again, that energy makes sense, but it's unexplainable. It's almost like I don't have the tools. It's almost like I'm trying to drive in a screw in woodwork with a rock. Yeah, that's kind of what the human language is doing for me. It's entirely the wrong tool. Or the people receiving it wrong, again, because I don't like the narcissism of one directional mindset. It's not one directional. It's obviously the way I say it, but then the way it's received too. So maybe both are wrong, but I don't think it's just one by itself. So, yeah, wow. Never knew it was one of these. I mean, maybe I did, I don't know. But Shadowman, 90s, Nintendo, 2000 the year. computer game, and help a guy, and various other characters, but we'll just start on the intro with that. This is incredibly hard, because my brain shifts to different topics so fast that it's like a movie reel. The tape, the old movie reels in fast motion. The different squares, they shift so fast, you know. It's like that in my mind. So that's kind of running out of things to say on it, really. But shamanism, warlock, you know, wizardry. I don't know. I suppose, I don't know. I suppose if you have the sixth sense, then it's as if you're trying to explain to a deaf person what music sounds like, or a blind person what colour looks like, because they're deficit in that sense. But the problem is with normal people, they insist that it doesn't exist, and again, is it fear? We don't know. I don't know. Could be, but yeah, just because, again, it's like carbon monoxide, invisible, nodaless. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. In their culture it does, but childish, isn't it? You know. Yeah. I don't know. I like magic. I like doing podcasts about magic. Probably almost equally as much as complaining about normal people, actually. So, magic. Yeah. Can't really talk about that character probably without getting the channel destroyed, but I don't know. If you want to look it up, look it up. Jungian Shadow is interesting.